Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. Now, all of these coaching calls have been recorded with permission from my clients, and they have generously allowed me to share this with you as a means of furthering the good in this world and allowing you to have access to master level coaching and to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. So please listen in and learn. In today's episode, we're talking about how you can learn to confidently face challenges in a way that's sustainable for you. How you choose to conquer the problems that life throws at you is so important, you guys. What if, when a new problem was thrown your way, you rolled your eyes for 2 seconds, but then went ahead and nipped it in the bud right then? Growth will always require you to expand and change. Are you going to fight that expansion? Are you going to fight that change? Or invite it in and say, bring it on, I'm ready for more. With that, enjoy this episode. Let's get started. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, hi. How are you? I was having a moment as my AirPods were like waking up.
It's funny to think of them as waking up.
So how are you? Well, mercy, what a couple of days it has been. I have to say that a lot of times after like a workshop or an event, there's like a couple of days where you're like, oh yeah, this is it. I'm totally doing it. Like I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and then it just kind of peters out and da 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 da. And in this case, like right after my VIP day, first of all, I was like shot that day. I completely, totally shot, even though I did like some things. And then, I feel almost a complete, not a complete, but like let's say like 70 or 80%, like a sense of calm. Things are so much calmer right now. Like it's like a calm that comes from like a deep place, not like. It really thank goodness I achieved this objective, and now I can the rest. It's like, no, it's it's like everything that I'm looking at seems more.
You're going to ride high on this for as long as you ride high on this.
Like,
it's the new you,
like bullshit,
okay? It's not going away.
And
let me
like,
just say that.
Sleeping
it's not going away. But you will grow,
seems like,
and there will be, another challenge in front of you. And And what will be interesting, Heather, is how you approach that next challenge. Because here's the thing. Everyone seems to want, myself included to some degree, perfect, right? Wow, this is amazing. It feels so good. Like we're drawn to pleasure. We're drawn to the feel good, okay? And yet the life is about growth. And growth always requires you to reflect on what's not where the gap is for yourself, okay? And the place that I would love to get you to, which I think you're rapidly approaching, is and are already doing this in so many places in your life and your business, is, oh look, there's a challenge. That doesn't feel good. That feels bad. How am I going to approach this? Oh, I could just do this. Right? And that's calling me forward. I don't have to make myself wrong or bad about that. Okay, great. Wow, that's going to take a lot of effort. Am I up for the effort? And there's this little, whatever that dialogue is, there is the dialogue inside of you that is I want to say adult, but I think it's more like it has wisdom to it. It understands the rules of the game, which is that growth always requires you to expand and change. And are you going to fight that, or are you going to love that experience? If you love that experience, it's so much more fun, right?
Yeah, totally.
And you stay in this really positive place more of the time. And when you're feeling the discomfort, you understand it for what it is, and it's not wholly traumatic in terms of like, this means that I'm going to die in some way, right? Like, this is what your subconscious thinks. It's just like, oh yeah, this is a problem to be solved. It's that wise adult life, and you live it, and it feels great. And it's not always a high, okay? Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. It makes total sense. And then what I was wondering is, well, first of all, I'm like facing challenges so much quicker now. Like, they're so much smaller as a result, because it used to be like my challenges were like big, boulders or big pearls on a string, and the pearls are getting smaller and smaller. So I'm like, oh, I see a challenge. I'm going to take care of that right now. And before it becomes a big challenge, I'm going to take care of that right now. I'm going to take care of this right now. Oh, I see that's coming right now. I'm going to do this right now. I'm not going to wait until it gets to be a big, fat, hairy monster that needs to be conquered or slayed or, whatever. I'm just going to keep the momentum going and see what I can take care of right now, so that I don't really have like these horrible, and that's not to say that like the things are not going to come, but that the little things don't become but big things by my own creation. Does that make sense?
100%.
Okay, and then I'm just thinking like, I did have this really powerful sense that I just unraveled a whole lot of I hate to use this word wrong, but of just like, okay, dysfunctional. I don't know how to put it, but anyway, like there's a place where everybody is comfortable with themselves, and usually it's like, you're sitting on a beach, you're they're soaking up the sun and everything is cool, and then something happens, and then like, oh geez, how do you deal with that? I feel I just had a sensation this morning that I learned to I never learned to deal with challenges as they came in a way that, how can I say this, like that's like me. That's like me. I feel like for whatever reason, and I'm not really going to go back there, but like maybe a lot of stuff got piled on simultaneously with, and me, and I was just like kind of trying to cope, and I finally stood still in about 1999 or so, but I still didn't take a moment to develop the tools that are positive tools, that are not role tools, that are like tools, like skills, I guess, not tools, but skills that are from me, and not from, I have to do this, or I should be this person, or, the roles that we were talking about before. Once those are like kind of stripped away, I was like, oh my gosh, like that was my coping system, and now it's not there anymore. And so I feel like I'm reeling back to about age 20 or so, and that's going to be rebuilt now, layer on layer on layer, but maybe quickly. So
I love that. Yeah, I just affirm it. That's all that I want to say. It's like, you've cleared where you got stuck, and you can, right? And now it's like you said the other day, like a fresh new world, or a cleared brand new world,
totally.
Right?
Yeah,
absolutely. So like, enjoy. Okay. I mean, this is why you signed up for it. This is why,
exactly
right?
What I was, on our discovery call, this is exactly what I mean, I couldn't see it, but this is what I absolutely 100%.
Yeah, and let's talk about what that took for a moment, so that you understand the commitment that you've made and what you have gone through. Because I think it can be, people want shortcuts, and there are no shortcuts. Okay,
there really, really are not.
Yeah, and so, I mean, you signed up for private coaching, and we did the first VIP day. Breakthrough. You got to a big level, but not quite this level of release and peace. And then we've been doing the immersion program, and you're like constantly reflecting and growing and moving forward in the moment.
Yes.
Okay. And then because you're a private client, we do the second VIP day, and this happens. Now I don't have my dates exactly in front of me, but that's 6 months, would you say?
Yeah, it's like March. We met in March right before COVID. So March, let's see, April, May, June, July. Yeah, yes, like just over 6 months. Okay. So
Amira.
like I can't even. I'm like speechless right now.
Right.
Totally
Okay.
speechless. Yeah.
I mean, it feels like, so when I say there are no shortcuts, you have to do the work, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know how
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you got to do the work. You got to do the work in sales.
Yep.
You got to do the work
You
with
do.
your team. You got to do the work
Yes,
with
you
operations.
do.
You got to do the personal development work, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to do the work. You can't not put, in this case, you invested both time and money into it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But, and your energy. Well, I mean, implied in the time is energy, but you put your conscious desire in there. Your okay? And so, how old are you?
I just turned 50.
50, right, okay. 50 years, 6 months. Right? Like that is a shortcut, right?
Yeah.
That is a freaking shortcut, okay? But there are no shortcuts at the same time.
Yes, like I know exactly what you mean.
We just closed the gap on time because you that could have been your entire life, quite frankly. Okay?
Yes, easily, and then some. Yeah.
And then some, okay? So I love it. And I'm so freaking happy for you. and there's more. Right now, we're just gonna relish in the place we're in right now. Yeah, exactly. And just know that there's more, and we can do more.
Okay.
So, okay.
And
good.
We will.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue to execute. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. On the topic of execution, just keep me posted on that, okay?
I will.
Anything you need help with. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're so welcome. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Coaching Uncut. If you are loving what you are learning in these episodes, please do two things. Please share the love with another woman who you think could really benefit from this master level coaching. And second, if you're so inclined and you want to take your life and your business to the next level and it's time to scale, please reach out to us and schedule a consult at theunstoppablewoman.com/next level. So that's theunstoppablewoman.com/next level. See you in the next episode. Rock it out. Be unstoppable.